a small YouTube channel, and occasionally we just do some live streams. I'm going to start the class now. Thanks everyone for being here. We're going to get started, and it's introduction paragraphs today. All right, so here we go. Okay, so this is OET Writing Week. We're looking at introduction paragraphs today. We'll review yesterday for anyone who didn't see yesterday's class, and then we'll start to look at your work. Many people have sent me example paragraphs today, and we'll be grading them and talking about them. First thing though is, can everyone see this here? Does everyone see my document?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And we'll start off with a review, as I said before. Then we'll be grading your paragraphs. And then I'll be looking, this is very important. At the end, we're going to look at the next paragraph. And I think that's quite a difficult one. So we should be thinking about this, and I'll show you an example. You guys can have a look at an example, okay? So let's get started. The name of the patient, maybe Roshan. If you could say hello, Roshan, or Charles. What's the name of the patient today?
Hi, good morning.
Miss Saradi.
Mrs. Saradi.
Saradi. So this is quite, yeah,
Miss.
it's Miss, isn't it? And this is quite a famous old set of case notes, but we haven't done them for a long time. So I thought, let's look at Saradi again. And I want to ask Berak. Berak, can you say hello?
Hello.
So do you remember her age?
20.
20.
Is she around 20, guys? I can't really remember.
Yes, 20. Yes, 20.
Yeah, 20 years.
So yesterday we looked at the case notes, and we looked at Sarah Day. She's about 20. Her problem is, what's her problem, everyone? Problem?
Depression and anxiety.
Numbness and tingling in her left hand.
Anxiety and numbness and tingling, so many things, okay? Probably she has a whiplash injury, maybe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Possible, because she had a car accident and she didn't tell anyone. Okay, so this is Sarah Day. We will look at the case notes in a minute, but does anyone remember, maybe Pfizer or Rima, what did we talk about first thing yesterday? Oops. What did we talk about yesterday?
Yesterday, we talked about step.
The steps, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want to quickly review this. Yeah, so when you're in your exam, how much time, you all know this, how much time do we have to write the letter in total, everyone? How much time?
30 minutes.
45 minutes.
45.
Officially, Khalid, right? There's 45 minutes in the test, but you are right, because 5 minutes are without everyone, without
Writing.
and planning. Really, we said planning should be more than 5 minutes, right? How long should we plan for?
10.
About 10 minutes approximately.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Got a lot of things to think about. You don't want to make a mistake with your planning. Okay, so approximately 10 minutes planning. And how long do we need at the end to check our work? Checking.
2 minutes.
5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. So that means really your writing time, if you put all of this together, writing time equals, Rima?
25.
30
25
minutes.
or 30 minutes. Okay, probably 30 minutes based upon the above. Okay, so that's very important. We need to be systematic and organized with how we do things. So let's think about planning. This has to be done correctly. What is the first step? Bibi or Asli, I think she can't talk today. Bibi, if you could say hello, or
Hello.
Pfizer. What did I say yesterday is the first step in planning? What's the first thing we're going to do?
Understanding.
Is she right, guys? Is it
Understanding
Understanding the task, yes.
Yeah, understand. Okay. So
Task and who is the reader.
of course, we're going to read the case notes, of course, right? But why are we reading the case notes? Why? Because firstly, we just want to understand the situation. Okay. We're not going to choose case notes. We're not going to make paragraphs. We're just going to think, what actually is this situation? Step 2, does anyone remember from yesterday? Step 2 was
Case note, read the case note and highlight the
Select the
important
case
points
note.
Select
necessary.
the case
More
notes.
specific. Charles, say again.
Select the case notes.
Selecting case notes. Fantastic. And Jasmine, step 3.
Organization.
We're going to organize. Okay. Now, maybe these 2 steps, you do them together in a way. They're very close together. But this one must be first. This must be before you do anything. Does anyone remember what we said the questions were from yesterday? Iman, maybe Iman or Igor. We said questions for understanding. What were the questions? You two. Who is the reader? That was a good question.
Who is the reader? Task.
What is the task of the reader? So let me put that together. So task of reader. What else?
Is patient known to reader?
Known patient. Right. So to reader, yeah. Can anyone help him? What else, guys, did we say yesterday?
Who is the
Who is
writer
the
task?
writer?
Writer task.
Who is the writer? Is there a writer?
The task.
Why am I
Argent or
Why am I writing
urgent
today?
or not
I am
urgent?
writing today. Okay.
Yes.
Also, Farouk, you were saying, I think we will probably add this in, Farouk, like locations, right?
Yes, sir.
Where is the patient now? Where is the writer now? Where is the reader now? Okay, think about where people are. Are they going anywhere? Is anyone moving? Location? So these are very important questions that we spoke about yesterday. This one, you guys were asking me about this one. And Norzad, I don't know if he's available. One time Norzad said to me, what's the difference between this and this? It's kind of the same thing, right? Or the task. It's kind of the same thing. Why am I writing today? Because reader task. They're almost the same thing. But this is a very general question. It's a question that is general. Like, it's not really asking anything specifically. It's just making you think. It's making you understand. Okay. Now, we did this yesterday. I'm just reviewing. Yesterday, we talked about how to plan a letter, and then we looked at the case notes. Sarah Day. All right. We looked at the case notes. Here are the case notes again. What did we do after we looked at the case notes, guys? What did we do in groups? What did we do at the end of the class yesterday?
We discussed the introduction paragraph to how to write the introduction and as well as see the case note.
Make a plan, good plan.
Plan, yeah, plan.
Yeah, so Farouk, we made a plan, right? We went into groups and we made a plan. So let's see if we can remember it. Mohammed Yaqub, I think you were here yesterday. Mohammed Yaqub?
No, I wasn't yesterday.
Okay, Hasina, were you here yesterday?
Yes.
So Hasina, tell me, what was the plan? Do you remember?
Yeah, of course. There were 6 paragraphs.
I agree.
Apart from the introduction paragraph and request paragraph, there were 2 timeline paragraph.
Okay, 2 timelines, yeah.
And current condition paragraph.
Condition
And also a social background paragraph.
I think she's right, guys. Very nice here. Now, Hasina, just one small thing, Hasina, right? You said timeline. I would say this is a timeline.
Yeah.
So there's 2 visits, right?
Yeah.
But if there's only 1 visit, is it really a timeline?
Not really. So
Line of time.
yeah, it can be just if it's 1 visit, so it can be the current condition paragraph. Just
we have the first visit as well. Look, Hasina, it's not very important, but look, let's just say this is it's 1 date.
okay, yeah, it can be 1 date, yeah.
Whereas timelines has more than 1 date, more than 1.
Okay.
Date. Yeah. Okay, so I agree with everything you say. This was the structure, guys. We agreed introduction, then we're going to talk about first visit, then we're going to have 2 visits in 1 paragraph because it's only the development of the symptoms. There's not really anything new, not very many things. Then we're going to talk about the final visit, only 1 date. And then we're going to have, as she said, background, social background, really, maybe some medical as well, and requests. So this is our plan for the week. Remember, writing week, in writing week, what we do every day is we step by step write a full letter. Okay, So Monday, I'm reviewing. Monday was planning. Monday was planning. What, Berak, what did I say you should do for today? Monday was plan.
Introduction paragraph.
I said, write just, was it only one paragraph?
Yes.
Yes, so just this paragraph here. And Berak, did you find this easy or difficult? Any doubts?
Easy. I think not so difficult. We can say easy.
Now, I think it's not too bad to write this. But tell me, did anyone, maybe you're new to OET, did anyone have any doubts when they wrote this? This was the homework.
Just regarding one thing, like introduction, the diagnosis is like I was not sure about the diagnosis, that whatever is depression, anxiety, which one. So I was just confused with that one because
Well,
Expanding.
this is a common thing. Doctors often ask me, do I put the diagnosis in the introduction or do I put the symptoms? And the answer is, it doesn't matter. So if you're not sure about the diagnosis, focus on the symptoms, okay? So you could just give me the main idea of the symptoms. What is the main idea of the symptoms? Does anyone know?
I think the sign and symptoms were suggestive of depression.
Not really.
No.
Main idea of the symptoms, it's neurological,
Problem.
Numbness.
headaches. It's, I would say, neurological issues, neurological
Yeah,
problems.
Migraine. First, there was a migraine, and then first it was a migraine. Then what happened? She did some accident, and resulting into the neurological. So previously, symptoms, if you notice, and in the dates, it was unilateral pain, and what the medication was given, it was migraine.
Okay,
Like
exactly. So maybe this is going to be slightly difficult, actually, to because there are a lot of symptoms, and
Yes.
the diagnosis has not been made. So I understand that maybe Khalid is right here, that it's a bit tricky. But
And the island, where in this case note is confirm written that this diagnosis is this, nowhere it is written. So it's just indicating, yeah, you are right, that somehow the symptoms are going to neurological, but the confirmed diagnosis is not made.
okay, we're going to look now at many examples, and the best way to learn is to look at many examples together and criticize them, okay, and ask questions about them. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you 4 or 5 examples from your work, people here, and we'll say, is this good enough? Is this going to be getting me the B grade that I need? Okay. So is everyone ready to look at the paragraphs?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to ask Jasmine, if you can help me first, please, Jasmine, and Dr. Habib as well. Can you two come on?
Yes.
What I normally do, guys, is the way I do this is on the left, I will have the original. This is the original email sent to me. And on the right, we will do the corrections. So you can see what was wrong and how it was improved. All right. And Hasina, if you go first, I'm going to read this, Hasina, and when I stop, I want you to tell me what's wrong. Okay?
Okay.
And same with Jasmine. I'm writing regarding Miss Day, who visited our clinic today due to paresthesia in the 4th and 5th fingers in her left hand. Now she is. Okay, there's a small error. You two.
Yeah, now she now. She now.
She now.
Remove. Yeah.
She now. Or
She is now.
Oh, she's now.
She is now. Just
Yeah.
Jasmine and Hasina, please. She is now.
She
right?
is now. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Jasmine, why do we not say now she is?
I'm not sure.
Okay, can anyone help her? Why not now she is?
Informal.
Informal.
First is the time.
We start with
No,
subject.
good try. It's not informal. It's just style, guys. It's just the style of. I suppose it is formality, right? The style of a medical letter is like this. We just say she is now. It does sound a little bit more formal. This is not informal. Rima, did you say informal? It's not informal, it's just not the right kind of style, okay? This sounds more formal, all right? It's a very small thing, really. Okay, anyway, let me continue. She is now being referred to you for further investigations and management. All right. Now, everyone...
Alan, can I ask you?
Jasmine, go on, yeah.
Can we remove the now?
You can if you want. You can. It's not really needed here, I suppose. A lot of students like to put it in, though. It's quite common to put it in.
Adverb of time, Alan.
But really, you don't really need it, Jasmine. You can remove. So yes, the answer. Fareed.
Yes, it's adverb. I mean, she is after the verb now, so it is adverb of time. I mean, we are telling them now. We are telling them now. I mean, the adverb
Yeah,
kind of clause.
I suppose it is a sort of adverb. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and someone is highlighting this. So who did this?
Me, teacher.
Hussein. So go on, Hussein. This might
Yeah,
be
because there's no layout. If we put the full name, that would be better because there's no layout.
Well, I think this person is we're just assuming that it's all here, right? But you're right. Obviously, we need the layout here. Anyone else with any questions?
Also on fourth.
Actually, no.
It's
in. It's not just on the surface of the skin, is it? It's not just the surface.
Okay, I mean the date. Okay.
Oh, you mean the date? Oh, well, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Now, Khalid, what do you think, Khalid, here of just focusing on the most recent symptoms? What do you think of that?
Yes, I think that is not bad. Like it's a recent problem that she's suffering, and I think that is good. Like from my point of view, that's not bad.
We're writing to a neurologist after all.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it seems like very relevant. Okay, so this is one thing you can do. You can just focus on the most recent or the most serious symptom, maybe.
Okay, thank you, Alan.
Key point, is the purpose of this letter clear? Is the purpose clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, very, very clear.
Yes, it is.
Now, remember what we said in OET, what they're looking for is for the purpose to be clear here, and then we want to extend the purpose here.
Any question?
Say more about it, right? So far, I think this is a good example. Who wrote this one? Was it you, Berak?
Yeah, it was me.
You were very fast in submitting this, so I thought I've got to do it first.
Oh, thank you.
I would say this is B level, definitely B level. Right?
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So that's very nice. Let's look at another one. Okay, this time we have the address and the date, so we can talk about that as well. Charles, maybe you can help me, sir. We'll have Charles, and there's someone here called Zain. I think you are new, or Igor.
Yes, I'm here.
Charles is here. Is Zain here? Z-A-I-N? No. Let me know in the chat, please, Zain, why you're not talking. Christina, you could say hello. You see what I said at the start? Let me just double check, see if these guys are responding. Okay, so Christina, Zain, maybe I'll send you an email. Why didn't you talk to me today, even though I asked you to talk to me? Lucinda, can you help us with this? So Charles and Lucinda, okay? So I want to ask you, Charles, actually, and Lucinda as well, is this okay? This here?
It's okay, but there should be a gap between the dates and the reminder and also the salutation. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's right. And Lucinda, have you got any problems with this? Any mistakes?
No.
I don't think there's any issues. Who's this? This is BB. So BB, what's your point here? Or Igor, if you want to say hello. Point?
I think it's a quite big gap between name and DOB.
Yeah, you're right. We don't need that. It's just a normal sentence, okay? So Christina,
date for month.
So Christina, let me know in the chat at the start. Don't let me know right in the middle of the class, okay? I do repeat this every single day, Christina. Every day I say the same thing, and there's still people not responding. It's not good enough. So please let me know if you can't talk, all right? Okay, we're going to move to this, and I'm going to ask for Lucinda again and Ahmad, if it's okay.
Okay.
And Igor, you're saying actually this date style, according
here, Alan.
according to OET, this date style is okay. All right. I think whenever you do dates, Igor, in my opinion,
July.
I would do it like this. Because it's an English language exam, right? It's not a mathematics exam. So for me, this is better. But OET have actually told our school recently these dates are okay if you want. It's not really a problem. Okay. All right. So now let's have Lucinda. I'm writing regarding Mrs. Day. Regarding Sarah Day, who visited our clinic today with paresthesia in the fourth and fifth fingers of her left hand, associated with a possible whiplash injury. Lucinda, what are your thoughts on this sentence here?
I think it's okay. The grammar is okay. Should we add a comma because from who visit until injury is look a bit long, or is okay?
It is a bit long, but I think you're right. I think it is okay. Where's your comma? Are you thinking maybe here?
Yes.
Some people do that. You can do that.
Actually, this is mine, and I was a bit confused on that.
I didn't know this was yours. So look, you can put it here, but actually it's not needed. It is a little bit long, but the grammar is perfect, so don't worry.
One sentence long and one sentence.
Yeah, so maybe you could, if you want, you could save that till later.
Yeah, for the request.
So for example, Lucinda, that might be your extension, right? But actually, no, we're going to say it here, aren't we? We're going to say it there. Anyway, there's not really an issue. The main thing for me here, Lucinda, is, I think it does sound better if you, again, this is optional. It doesn't really matter, but it's more usual to say she is now. Okay.
I put it and then I delete.
Right. Now, Jasmine, you said, do I have to do it? You don't have to do it, but it just, this is more common style to say.
Because Ellen, it tells us now, when now.
Yeah, it's like emphasizing that, look, I'm writing to you, there's a kind of time situation going on. Yeah. So it's a little bit better. It doesn't really matter though. Okay, so Lucinda, I would say very, very good. The spacing here, Lucinda, was that just because you did it by?
Yes, it's because when I was copying, because I have a problem with my email and the computer.
And then which one do you prefer, the now or without now?
I prefer now in here, okay? But just in general, guys, both of these are good, very good. You're going to pass, you're going to get a B. It's only paragraph 1, okay? But they're B level, it's B level writing, okay? Janitha, do you have a question about this, sir?
Yes, is it we now? I think now is much informal. Can't we use any other words like?
It's not informal at all. It's really not informal. That's what I was saying, Janitha. It sounds more formal, right?
Yes.
So don't worry about this, guys. It's not important, really. Okay, but it sounds a little bit more formal, more common style, and sounds a bit more formal. Okay, let's look at another one because this is very good from Lucinda. Have you been getting good grades, Lucinda, when you've submitted essays, letters to our?
Yes, much better.
Yeah. So, guys, doctors usually pass the writing in SET, and I think you've seen 2 very good examples so far. Let's have a look at this next one. I'm going to ask Khalid.
Yes.
I want to ask one other person, Faiza or Roshan.
Doctor.
Any mistake here? Any mistakes? Remember what Igor said?
I think there's extra space between the date of birth. I think after date of birth, no, it's also and between 29, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need extra spacing here. It's not required. Any mistakes with this?
No, that's okay, I think.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions about this? Maybe you are new to OET and you have some doubts about this. This is called the layout of the letter. Anyone want to ask anything? Najibullah?
Yeah, I have a issue.
Oh, okay, so Najibullah first, and then whoever that other person was. So Najibullah, go on.
It is Little Town or Leighton. I'm not sure.
Is the spelling slightly wrong? Oh, interesting. Well,
Yeah, town, little town.
so there's no excuse for making mistakes with this. They give it to you in the exam, so you do have to be careful with this. Very good, Najibullah. So that is an error here. Who else was asking a question?
Yeah, I'm Roshan. Thing is, in the task, they says please address the read as Robert Edward Rushford Hospital. They haven't mentioned regarding neurologist thing. In the case note, please.
I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really matter. They do say a
It's
neurologist.
not.
I know
Yeah.
what you mean. I know what you mean, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Okay,
If you want, you can just delete that. You are right. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
required. But you won't lose anything either. Okay, let's focus then on the body paragraphs, and I'm going to ask for Iman, Igor, and Michelle. Can you guys say hello?
Hello.
Okay, so when I stop,
Yes, hello.
you tell me what's wrong when I stop, okay? I'm writing regarding Miss Day, a 20-year-old university student.
At 20. No need for a.
Yeah, no
Comma.
comma.
This is correct. This is correct.
Comma.
No, that's okay. Maybe no spacing here. Something else.
I think
Saradi.
Space, comma after student.
I need a comma here, but also, I always say this, but do we
It is
need
not
to put
necessary.
the DOB?
Not necessary.
Yeah,
No.
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 I mean, it's not wrong, but why is it any point that you already gave it here, and then you're going to first sentence you say again? I don't think we need. Okay, so just delete. I think it's redundant. Okay, it's not required really. It's not a mistake, but you save some time. Save some time.
Yeah, the case note also a lot.
Yeah. We've got so many things to write about. Okay, so whose clinical features are suggestive of sustained whiplash injury. So what do I need here, everyone? What do I need here?
of a sustained.
A sustained whiplash injury.
Oh, paresthesia as well. We should mention the paresthesia.
Well, let me just finish this. Let me just finish, guys. So, and now she's being referred to you for further investigation measure. Okay, so what's wrong here, everyone?
I think comma, and also she's now being referred further.
The spell is father is wrong.
Now, Hussein, do I need a comma here? Do I need another comma in this sentence? Just Hussein,
No.
see if you can get it. Hussein? We've got this subject and verb here. Hussein? Guys, we need one here.
Yes.
Before and yes, I was saying that, yes.
And the reason is it's two clauses.
Mhm.
Okay? So I've talked about this many times when we talk about sentence structure. Subject, verb. Okay, and we've got subject and verb. It's two clauses, so you want to put a comma here. All right? There's another problem here that I'm not sure if everyone will see this.
She's now being referred.
Najibullah, go on.
The purpose of the letter, Alan, the patient complaining about the numbness and tingling, I think.
Is that the purpose? That's not the purpose. This is the purpose. Okay.
Oh, sorry, the patient complaining of.
Yeah, the thing is, Najibullah, OET don't say whether you should talk about the diagnosis or the symptoms or a specific symptom. They don't really say. So long as you say it later, you're right that you must say that, but does it have to be paragraph 1? Well, not necessarily. So that's not really an error. There is an error. Someone's saying now. We're back to the now. She is now. But we've got the now here, haven't we? So
yes.
she is
Whose
now
clinical features are suggestive of sustained whiplash injury? This is whose
investigations.
Now, I think that there's a problem with an adjective here. Does anyone see the adjective? I think this is not right.
Sustained.
Possibly of sustainable.
Well, what does sustained mean? Can anyone tell me? Farouk, sustained. It's a verb.
Yeah, it means after we can use it means follow a
Continuing in adjective.
She sustained an injury. What does it mean, guys? She sustained an injury.
It means
Not change.
Continues. Happened.
A lot of
happened,
answers.
happened.
I can't hear everyone, but I did hear Farouk say have, and she's right.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like to have, to obtain, to get an injury. Okay. Now, well, of course, it sounds strange as an adjective here. We don't say it like that, right? Does everyone see that this is an adjective? So I think we just need a suggestive of a whiplash injury. You could
Maybe
say
suspected.
Like, you could say suspected. That would be good, sir. Exactly, suspected. And then we could say, sustained as a verb or whatever. Like, how long ago was it? 3 months ago? How long? Does anyone remember how long it was? Anyway, you could put it here like this, but we don't need it. So we don't need this adjective here. Okay, it's usually used as a verb, not an adjective, and it means to have, obtain, or to get. There's another meaning to sustain as well. Does everyone, if I say as an adjective, a sustained period of study, a sustained period of study. What does it mean, Maxim? A sustained period of study.
Maybe something like consistent.
Yeah. Anyone else? It's like consistent. It's like
Launched.
long, right? I would say like a long, unchanging, consistent, right?
Yeah, I can say continuation of something. So.
Yeah, extended, continued, right? So when you say sustained here as an adjective, it's like saying long, unchanging, extended. That's not what we mean, is it? That's not what it says in the case notes. Okay. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
What's the game that I always play at the start of classes? I always play that game with word formation, where we're thinking, what is it, a verb? Is it a noun? It's so important because if you use, look, the adjective has a different meaning to the verb. Interesting. Okay. Does that make sense, everyone? Is that clear? So sustained as an adjective is how long it is. Sustained as a verb is to have or to get that injury. Okay, so that's a small error. Apart from that, it's nice. Who wrote this one? One sentence? Who wrote this as a one sentence? Was it you, Najibullah?
No, this no.
Right. But I am, every time I read your writing, sir, I'm very impressed. It's getting better and better, your writing. Okay, so whoever's this is very nice. Let me have a look at this one. Again, I'm going to ask specific people. Let's try Rima. Let's try Fareed. Ezgi, if you can say hello. Christina, I think she's not available. She told me in the chat after I told her off. Just those two people then. Fareed?
Yes.
Rima? Any mistakes? Any mistakes here?
Yes, Dr. Rob, little town.
Little down. I think so.
A space, you mean a space, yeah?
And also, yeah.
Little town.
Oh, sorry, little town. I thought you were saying little town. Okay, little town should be here. Correct. Correct. Sarah Day spelt wrong.
Yes, spelled wrong.
And we don't need this space.
It should be Dr. Edward, not Dr. Robert.
You can have the full name. I think that's
the second in salutation.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Excellent. Sorry, Charles. Sorry. Should be Dr. Edwards. Also, do we need a comma here, guys?
No.
No.
Okay.
Optional. Also, date is also incorrect, right?
It's not optional. You never put a comma with the date. What is that wrong? An incorrect date?
Yeah.
No, date is not correct, but the way it's written is not according to the OET.
So that's a big problem. It can be confusing. Okay.
Alan, do we need a date of birth, a comma? Like,
What do you mean? Date of birth?
like between
Do you mean dots?
letters? Yeah.
Full stops. You can, but it's probably better. You don't really. It looks a bit ugly, doesn't it? Looks a bit ugly like that. So I would, yeah, delete them. Okay, that's better. And again, guys, look, it doesn't really matter, but this is an English language test. So why not say 29th July? Okay. Okay, Rima, what about this though? Give me your opinion on this. Do you think it's good or bad or middle?
After the mistake, we need comma.
Okay, so we need a comma here. Correct.
Whose signs and symptoms? I don't know. Who has maybe? Is it okay?
You can say whose, yeah. So
Okay.
whose signs and symptoms were suggestive of depression? Worse.
R.
Yeah.
Are. And needs your. So I would put a. What do we need here, guys?
Comma. Comma.
Now, Fareed, what do you think about focusing only on the depression here? Do you think that's right?
No, because this is
Why are we writing to a neurologist?
yes, you're right. You're right.
We writing to numbness and tingling in her left hand.
So I think this is not the best option here. I know she does also have these problems of depression.
Investigations.
It's secondary though, isn't it? She's depressed because she cannot go out. She's worried about her symptoms. That's why she's depressed. Okay, so anyone want to say anything else here? Any other mistakes here with this one?
After miss, can we without dot Sarah Day?
Yeah, you can. These days, we don't usually put the dots in these days. But again, it doesn't really matter. It's not a big thing. But these days, modern times, we don't really do it.
Alan, I think this person loves dots every place, put a lot of dots.
There's nothing wrong with dots. Dots are fine. But what about, I'm worried now that the investigation and management, what did they put?
Assessment.
Is assessment the same as investigation? Slightly
No,
different.
I think.
Okay, I don't think it's a massive problem, but that's risky. It's dangerous to change the purpose. Okay, because we know that OET are going to be very strict on this. Rima, what's the difference between assessment and investigation? There is a difference.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Assessment is general and investigation is specific.
Yeah.
The
Well,
kid can find out something. Assessment is already there, and he needs monitor like that.
investigating is you're just looking. You're just looking at something. But assessment is you're saying how much, how bad is it? So
is it serious?
It's probably okay because I understand. Look, of course, he's going to do this.
But good try.
But it's dangerous to change in OET, right? You're taking a risk. Risky. Just copy. Do the same. Use the same words from the case notes. You won't lose any marks for that. Okay. All right. Now, I think what I'm going to do now is stop. If you send me an email, if this is yours or if this one is yours, I will correct it and I will put it on the study document, or I will send an email to you. Okay. Does everyone here know how to see the study document on the website? Is everyone clear on how to see my document here? I'm seeing a few names here. I don't know. Tell me if you don't know how to get the study. Does everyone know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. So go to the website. Okay, go to the website and you're going to go to, in fact, I'll just show you now. Oops. Everyone clear. Sorry about this noise. I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you. It's very simple. Many times, not always, but many times on our website, you can get the document from the class just from going to this week. And then you're going to go to, for example, yesterday, was this last? Yeah. So letter planning. Oops, and you can see the document here. Okay, you can download the PDF. So I will do this on the document. You can see my assessment of your work. The reason I'm stopping now is because what do we have to do next?
About next plan.
The next visit paragraph.
And for me, this is one of the most difficult paragraphs in OET. I've never seen such a difficult paragraph to write. So shall we look at it? Maybe we can have some tips and advice. Okay, because your homework, your next assignment is to write para 2. What is para 2? What's happening?
First visit.
First visit, isn't it? So this one. And there's a lot of detail here. So shall we look at it now? Let's look at it. So can everyone see this here?
Yes.
I think a lot of this is relevant. Not everything, but most things here are relevant. Rima, what is maybe not relevant? What can we take away? Like no abnormal neurological?
No, family history of headache, migraines, maybe.
Like we just don't mention that?
Maybe.
Maybe. You could put it in if you want. What about the medication, guys? Do we want to put this in?
Yes.
I think we should. Do we need the dosages?
No, I think that's
We
important.
can just say this was given.
We can summarize the education, maybe.
Okay, so
Some
we're just going to say the medications, but no dosages because they're not managing or monitoring it.
But Alan, metoclopramide and paracetamol, their medication not continue. It's not continue for a long time. You know, this is just given for a minute. For example, I have vomiting. You gave me metoclopramide, so I don't need to write.
But that's what I mean. We can mention it.
No, for which metoclopramide and paracetamol was given. I mean, this was the symptoms, and what we did, we give him.
Accordingly is the best option if you want to write.
Even treated accordingly, but you could put it in brackets as well if you wanted.
Yeah, you're right, because we have another medication also to mention in this writing, the important ones.
Let me bring in Charles here, because I know Charles has got his hand up. Go on, sir.
Oh, I want to ask this. The issue of the red wine, chocolate, and all that. I don't know whether it's appropriate or.
Brilliant. So obviously, in general, we need to mention a lot of these things in general. But I do think that this is not very concise, is it? So I've taught this class many times. Some really good students, they say this: no
trigger.
Yeah, triggers. Finish the sentence, Rima. Were
found.
Better verb than found. Found is okay, but we would probably...
Or detected, I think.
Identified.
Detected.
Observed. Well,
observed, we're watching something, you know.
I think identified sounds the best here. I don't know why. It just sounds the most natural verb.
Addressor.
Address. No.
I think identified. For triggers, use identified. It sounds better. Now, so we can reduce this down a little bit, but we do need to give these symptoms. We cannot summarize the symptoms. Does everyone agree? We've got to be saying all of this. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, this one is triggers, isn't it? So maybe we can say here, Rima, maybe we could say no triggers were identified and they were not related to menstrual cycle.
Menstrual cycle.
Yeah, and so you can put in the menstrual cycle as well in the same sentence, guys. But let's focus on the symptoms because this is the most difficult bit. Unilateral headache, occipital, temporal extending to vertex, dizziness, loss of balance, nausea, anxiety, visual disturbances. We need all of this. Steady, not throbbing. Past 2 weeks, we need it. Okay. Aura, rapid onset. What does onset mean, guys?
Ongoing, I think.
Beginning.
Also start, sorry, start. Also start.
Started.
Probably we want to say this stuff, right? Probably we need that as well. Maybe this is appropriate to the reader as well. So there's so many things we need to say. Can I give you an example? Can I show you guys an example of
what is aura mean? Sorry, aura. Aura, I forget the aura meaning.
Before headache, some patient feels something like lighter.
And of migraine.
What's that, Mohammed Yaqub? Now, this is not just a medical term. I know this from, I've read about this in novels, for example. But Mohammed Yaqub, what is an aura medically?
Yes, sign of migraine.
Yeah.
Okay, can you say a bit more?
Can I explain, Alan?
Yeah, go on.
Some patient who has migraine before attack, they feels like lightning, maybe some vomiting. It's
so
aura.
You like see something, right?
Yes.
I want to
And
add
affect.
Yes. Aura is a phase before the attack. The patient have a feeling, and then after that, those feelings, the attack started.
So you feel strange, and maybe you see lights and stuff, right?
Yes.
Can we write then aura to the neurologist, or we just say the sign of migraine because he knows the aura? So
say aura. No, say aura. Yeah. So you just say the onset. The onset was rapid with an aura preceding it, or something like that. Let me show you an example, guys. I've got an example here. So I'm not asking you to write this paragraph with no help. We're just learning, right? This is not the exam. So here's an example. I prepared it already. And let's start. I want you to, there's a mistake here. And it's a very common error. Can anyone see can anyone see a mistake here? Put your hand up if you can see a mistake.
Just rapid and onset or in onset?
So Hussein, rapid, where's that one? Which were
third line.
You can actually say in onset. Interesting, yeah? This is correct. Yeah. So guys, write it down. Rapid in onset. That's the preposition. Crazy. It's very unusual. Charles, question. Sir. Put your microphone on.
Don't mind me, it's a mistake actually.
Say again?
Don't mind me, or I think I'm supposed to bring down my hand.
Ah, right, okay. Let me show you something. I don't want you guys to make this mistake when you write, okay? So no one can see it, okay? This is a very common mistake. Is that a symptom?
Oh, that is the headache
location.
Location of the headache to the.
It's a description. It's just a description of the headache. So you can use commas like this if you want, but a much better way. Sorry, guys, a bit of noise there. A much better way to do it is this.
We can use from.
Which extending to.
Which maybe that.
We already have which here. So you can use brackets. Okay. Is it okay to use brackets in OET? Yes, it is. It's okay.
Yes.
But not too often. You should not use brackets too many times. Maybe no more than twice in your letter. Okay?
Ellen, how about this one extending? If you get it like experiencing unilateral headache, extending to occipitotemporal, like this, extended to vertex.
Yeah. Because exactly, the grammar's wrong inside here. So I would say extending to the verse. Well, you could put like a comma here if you want.
Yeah.
Or because both of these things are describing the headache, right? The headache is occipitotemporal and it's extending to vertex. Agreed? So maybe you can do it like that. It's just very difficult to write this, isn't it? It's very hard. Use brackets if you want with a dash as well. You could use a dash.
Can you use from, sir? From occipitotemporal, then extend. No, from before the.
Is that what it means? Maybe.
Yeah, because it means it started from the here to there.
Now, guys, Rima, you were saying I want to use a relative clause. Now you can use it. Maybe you could say which was.
Extending, yes.
Can we write radiating?
But then you can't say
Radiating.
which here, right? So you could say and rapid in onset like that. Okay. Radiating. I suppose extending, radiating. Yes, it means the same here. Yeah. Good question. So Farid, go on. Yeah.
Yes, if we drop this relative clause, which was if removed and radiating from occipital to the, it become fine now. And then we put the relative clause here, which was repeat and onset. If we drop this one and put it here, yes.
Okay.
If we drop which was,
yeah,
yes, extending, yes, and here which was repeat and onset.
Which works. There's more than one headache, right? More than one.
Yes. It's fine now.
Actually, you're right. This would be like a kind of participle clause kind of situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is the same, I think, Alan. If you're writing which was the first one and say and was and were rapid and onset, it's the same if you continue.
There's many ways to solve this problem, but please, guys, when you write, don't separate. This is not a separate thing. It's just a description of the headache itself. And very often what happens is doctors will, I don't know why, but they put commas in like it's a separate thing. It's not separate, okay? You can use relative clauses. You can use brackets. You decide. You're going to write this, all right? In terms of the medication, you can see here that we're just mentioning the names. We're not giving the dosages. Is there enough in here? Maybe there should be more in here. Does anyone feel unhappy with the level of detail? Should there be, for example, is this here? 1 to 2 days.
There's another thing.
Don't you think it's important how long they're lasting? Don't you think that's important?
I think, yes, headaches is very important. Like when did it start and how long it
but it's become too much.
Well, this is a very difficult paragraph, okay? So it's going to be a bit big for Reed. Guys, this is a great practice for you. So I'm going to delete this now. You cannot just copy this. This is just an example.
Yes.
You are going to write this. 1 second. Where are you going to send it to?
Alan
at setenglish.com. And if you find it difficult, then just spend more time on it today. You don't have to rush this. It's not the exam. As I said before, this is a very tricky paragraph, but that's why I love Sarah Day, because Sarah Day is very difficult, isn't it? Very difficult letter to write. Not all letters are as difficult as this. Okay, so don't worry. In your exam, it probably won't be as bad as this. Anyway, can you take a photograph? This is your homework. Write me. You're going to write me paragraph 2. Write paragraph 2. Email it to me. I need to go now because I'm doing the next class as well. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you in part A. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.